welcome. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Or, I might show up at your door. I'm just here to share some creepy stories, so sit back and enjoy. Disclaimer: the content presented in the video is purely for entertainment purposes only. The theories and stories discussed in this video are speculative and are not supported by any evidence or proof. Viewer discretion is advised. The first time I notice it, I think it's just a trick of the light. From my perch at the observatory, I have a perfect view of the town. Rows of houses, their rooftops catching the morning sun, stretch toward the horizon. The main road winds through it like a scar, leading out to the state highway. Beyond that, forest, flatland, open space. But this morning, something is wrong. A fog bank sits at the edge of town, thick and unmoving. At first, I assume it's nothing unusual. The valley gets morning fog sometimes, rolling in from the river. But this fog isn't moving. It just sits there, dense and gray, as if waiting. I rub my eyes and check the weather instruments. Humidity is lower than expected. No reason for heavy fog. I frown and glance back outside. It hasn't shifted an inch. The first emergency alert comes through just as I reach for my radio. Emergency alert. Do not enter the fog. I freeze, rereading the text. A chill creeps up my spine. It's not often we get emergency alerts out here. The last time was for a missing hiker, and before that, a wildfire. But this is different. It doesn't say why, just the warning. I grab my phone and check local news. Nothing yet. The town's emergency frequency is silent. From my vantage point, I see movement near the fog. A jogger, out for a morning run, slows as he reaches the edge of the mist. He hesitates, then steps forward. I hold my breath. He disappears, not in the way someone vanishes into dense fog. No gradual fade. No silhouette lingering before it's swallowed. One moment he's there, the next gone. I sit bolt upright, heart pounding. The fog remains still, unmoved, as if it absorbed him. I grab my radio. This is Tower 1 to Sheriff's Office. Do you copy? Crackle, then a response. Go ahead, Tower 1. I swallow hard. I just saw someone enter the fog on Route 6. He didn't come out. Pause. Then, repeat that. I glance back at the road. Jogger entered the fog. He's gone. Another pause. This one longer. When the sheriff finally speaks again, his voice is tense. We're already getting calls. Stay put. Do not approach it. The line cuts out. I stand, pulse hammering. Something is very wrong. Outside, the fog begins to move. The second alert arrives within minutes. Emergency alert. Remain indoors. Do not open windows. The town below me is waking up. Porch lights flick on. People step outside, yawning, stretching, oblivious. The fog inches forward, slow but deliberate. Car approaches the mist. A silver sedan. The driver hesitates. Then, despite the warning, he drives in. He vanishes just as suddenly as the jogger. No taillights, no sound, just gone. Panic grips me. I reach for my binoculars, scanning the fog's edge. There's something inside it. Shapes, moving, watching. Another vehicle screeches to a halt nearby. A woman gets out, shouting. She runs toward the fog, calling a name. Her husband, maybe a friend. I don't even have time to warn her. She steps forward, gone. No scream, no struggle. The mist swallows her whole. I curse under my breath and try the radio again. Sheriff's office? Do you copy? Nothing but static. I scan the town. People are noticing now. A man across the street from where the woman disappeared stares at the fog. He steps back, shaking his head. He saw it too. Then he turns and runs. Good. He's smart, but others aren't. Further down the road, a father tugs his young son away from the mist. The kid resists, reaching toward the empty space where his mother had been moments ago. The father doesn't hesitate. He scoops up the child and bolts. But more people emerge from their homes. Curious, confused. Too slow. The fog rolls forward again. The third alert blares from my phone. Emergency alert. Seal all doors. Do not engage with anyone inside the fog. I grab my binoculars again. The fog is spreading faster now. A police cruiser speeds toward the mist, red and blues flashing. A deputy steps out, yelling into a radio. He gets no response. Then he sees what's inside. I watch as he stumbles back, face pale. He's seen something terrible. His hand goes to his gun. Shaking, he fires into the fog. The sound is swallowed instantly. The gunshot barely echoes before being absorbed. The deputy stands there, chest heaving, gun still raised. He waits. The fog reaches for him. I don't know how else to describe it. A tendril of mist stretches toward his boot. Thin at first, like normal fog curling around a surface. Then it solidifies. He tries to move, but his leg is stuck. He lets out a strangled yell and fires again, this time into the ground, as if trying to break whatever has hold of him. Too late, he falls backward into the mist. Gone. A siren wails across town. The emergency alert system broadcasts over the radio now, a voice cutting through the static. This is an emergency broadcast. Do not approach the fog. Stay indoors. Await further instructions. I stare at the growing wall of mist. It's watching us. I can feel it. The sirens wail. The voice repeats its warning. Do not approach the fog. Stay indoors. Await further instructions. I grip the radio tightly, my knuckles white. The town below is in chaos now. Cars swerve. People run. Some ignore the warnings and rush toward the mist, desperate to find missing loved ones. Others, smarter ones, lock their doors and hide. The fog spreads faster. It moves unnaturally, curling around buildings, sliding through alleyways like something alive, something hunting. I scan the streets through my binoculars. A group of people are fleeing toward the gas station on Main Street. 5 of them. A young woman, a man in a sheriff's uniform, an older woman clutching a rosary, and 2 teenage boys. They reach the gas station just as the fog lashes out. I see it now, not just mist, something inside it. Shapes shift within the fog, indistinct but hungry. A long limb, too many joints, reaches for the last boy in the group. He screams. The others grab him, pull him inside just in time. The gas station door slams shut. I scan the rest of the town. Others haven't been so lucky. A family of 3, father, mother, child, run for a minivan. The father throws open the door, shoving his son inside. The mother barely makes it before the fog slams into her. It doesn't consume her. Not yet. Plays with her. She struggles, her body half sunken into the mist, arms flailing. Her husband screams her name. He tries to grab her, but her face is already changing. Her skin darkens, twists. Her mouth gapes open in a silent, distorted scream. Her limbs stretch, elongating as if being rewritten. The father hesitates. Then he does the worst thing possible. He reaches for her hand. For a moment, their fingers brush, and the fog takes him too. The van door is still open. Their son is still inside, alone. The fog doesn't touch him. It just lingers outside the van, waiting. I turn away. I can't watch. Another emergency alert pings my phone. Emergency alert. The fog is hostile. Do not attempt to retrieve the taken. They are not themselves. I swallow hard. They know. Whoever's sending these messages, they know what's happening, but they're not saying everything. The radio crackles. Tower 1, do you copy? The sheriff's voice. I grab the radio. Copy. Sheriff. What the hell is going on? A long pause. Lock your doors. His voice is strained. If you see anyone come out of the fog, do not let them in. I feel my stomach drop. Sheriff, I saw a deputy. He shot at something. The fog took him. I know. His voice is quiet. We lost contact with the station 10 minutes ago. What? The fog reached the department. We had 8 men inside. My grip tightens on the radio. And no response. Then a single gunshot in the background. Then static. I scan the gas station again. The survivors inside are peering out through the glass. The sheriff's deputy in the group is trying his radio. I already know it won't work. One of the teenagers is pacing, shaking his head. The older woman is praying. Then something moves outside. The fog presses up against the windows. Then a shadow steps forward. A man. At first, I think it's the missing jogger. He stumbles out of the mist, dazed, blinking. His clothes are damp, but he looks fine. He steps toward the gas station door. The young woman inside gasps. Her hand flies to her mouth. She knows him. She rushes forward before the deputy can stop her. Her hands fumble at the lock. No, I grab my radio. Don't open it. Don't let him in. She doesn't hear me. She throws the door open. The man steps inside. The fog lingers behind him, curling at the threshold. He stares at the others. Silent. His eyes are wrong. Too dark. Too deep. Like they lead into something else. The young woman sobs and throws her arms around him. That's when he smiles. The wrong kind of smile. Not relief. Not joy. Something else. The deputy sees it too. He grabs the young woman, pulling her back. The man lets her go too easily. Then he speaks. His voice is wrong, echoing. Too many layers. Like something else is speaking through him. Why did you leave me? The young woman shakes her head, confused. I thought. His smile widens. I never left. The deputy raises his gun. Step back. The man doesn't. His body jerks forward unnaturally, like a puppet on strings. The deputy doesn't hesitate. He fires. The bullet hits but doesn't hit. The man shatters, like glass. His body splits into 1,000 pieces of mist, dispersing like smoke. His grin remains for just a moment before fading into nothing. Then the fog pushes inside. The deputy slams the door shut. Too late. Thin tendrils of mist curl inside, stretching toward them. The rosary woman screams. The next alert comes through immediately. Emergency alert. If they return, they are not them. The deputy knows now. He pulls the young woman away from the door. That wasn't him. She shakes her head. But it looked like him. No, his voice is firm. You saw what it did. The older woman clutches her rosary tighter. She's whispering something over and over. Outside, the fog swirls. Something laughs. Not from inside the gas station. Not from the radio. From everywhere. A soft, whispering chuckle. The survivors freeze. The deputy slowly steps toward the window, gun raised. Outside, the mist pulls back slightly. A single figure stands in the street now. Tall. Wrong. Waiting. The gas station lights flicker. I grip the radio, my mouth dry. The fog is watching, and it's not done yet. I don't move. The radio crackles in my grip, but I don't say a word. Down in the gas station, the survivors are frozen. The deputy stands by the glass, gun drawn, breathing hard. The woman with the rosary won't stop whispering. The girl who let the thing in keeps shaking her head, eyes darting from the door to the ceiling like she's trying to wake up from a nightmare. Outside, the figure in the fog doesn't move. It looks human, silhouetted by the mist, just standing there waiting. I raise my binoculars. Its head tilts, like it knows, like it sees me. Another emergency alert. Emergency alert. Do not respond to voices in the fog. Do not acknowledge them. My heartbeat pounds in my ears. That means someone already did. The gas station deputy starts checking the windows. The door, looking for weak points. Smart. He's the only reason they're still alive. He waves for the others to step back from the glass. He keeps his eyes locked on the figure outside, but the fog thickens. It folds over itself, shifting like a living thing. Then a knock, not from the front door, the back. Someone inside the storage room. Everyone turns. No one speaks. The deputy raises a hand, quiet. He starts moving toward the storage room door. One of the teenagers shakes his head. The old woman tightens her grip on the rosary. Another knock, slow, deliberate. I tighten my grip on the radio. A voice, faint, weak. Hello, a girl, someone young. My stomach twists. Another knock. Please. I don't know where I am. The young woman gasps, takes a step forward. The deputy raises his gun, stepping between her and the door. No, she stares at him, torn. But she sounds, it's not. His voice is sharp. You saw what happened before. But another knock. Please. The girl's voice cracks. I can't see. It's dark. Something about the way she speaks makes my skin crawl. The deputy sees it too. The hesitation is intentional. It's mimicking. The teenager in the hoodie finally speaks. If she was inside, why didn't we hear her before? The room goes silent. Another knock. Please. My mom was just here. I don't know where she went. The young woman's face changes. Mom. She knows that voice. She rushes toward the door, shoving past the deputy. No. She reaches for the handle. The deputy grabs her. She screams. That's my little sister. It's not. The girl on the other side of the door sobs. I just want to go home. The young woman struggles. You don't understand. We lost her in the fog. That's her. The deputy tightens his grip, shakes her. She's gone. The girl on the other side of the door laughs. Soft. Wrong. The deputy throws the woman back just as the door splinters. Something bursts through. Not a girl. Not even close. A shape of limbs. A mouth that stretches too wide. Too many teeth. The rosary woman screams. The deputy fires. The thing jerks back, shrieking. The fog outside surges. The figure in the mist steps forward. They know. I can't do anything. I can only watch. My hands are shaking as I clutch the radio. The old woman is whispering faster now. Praying. The deputy reloads. The creature by the door twists. Its mouth splits open, revealing a second row of teeth. It lunges. Bang. A bullet slams into its head. It doesn't die. It shatters. A cloud of mist bursts from its body, tendrils snaking toward the survivors. The old woman chokes, falls to her knees, clawing at her throat. The deputy grabs her, drags her back. The mist follows. Then the gas station lights flicker. Outside, the figure in the fog moves again. And then another voice from the front door. A new one. A man's. Deep. Calm. Open the door. The deputy freezes. The old woman stops struggling. Something about the way the voice speaks is not a plea, not a cry for help. Command. Open the door. I hold my breath. The teenager is the first to break. He stumbles backward. His hands are shaking. His head jerks toward the young woman. Who the hell is that? No one answers. The deputy stares at the door. The voice speaks again. Open the door. More forceful. The young woman steps forward. The deputy stops her. She whispers this time. I know that voice. The deputy looks her in the eyes. No, you don't. She blinks. Tears in her eyes. She does. The voice knows it too. You left me. The young woman gasps. Dad. The deputy raises his gun. No. The voice outside chuckles. A low, reverberating sound. Let me in. The fog presses against the glass. The emergency alert tone screeches from my phone. I grab it. The screen flickers. A new message. Emergency alert. They will sound familiar. Do not answer. Do not let them in. I drop the phone. The teenager grabs the young woman. That's not your dad. She's shaking. A shadow moves in the glass. The outline of a man. A smile. Open the door. The deputy's hand tightens on the gun. The teenager grabs his arm. Don't. The glass rattles. The voice softens. Don't you love me? The young woman sobbed. The rosary woman whispers. The deputy raises his gun. The teenager backs away. The lights flicker. Outside, the fog laughs. And then the door handle turns. The door handle turns. The deputy fires. A gunshot splits the air, echoing through the gas station. The glass shatters. The fog surges inside. Move! The deputy grabs the young woman, pulling her back as the cold mist snakes across the floor. The teenager stumbles, nearly slipping, before the rosary woman yanks him upright. The fog swirls, curling around their feet like it's alive, like it's searching. The young woman gasps, hand over her mouth. She's staring at the door, staring at him, the man standing there, or something that looks like a man, her father, the one she lost in the fog, the one she swore she'd never see again. I can't move. I'm watching it unfold through my binoculars, my breath catching in my throat. The thing that looks like her father stands in the doorway. His face is wrong, the smiling, but the expression doesn't fit, like a mask stretched too tight. His eyes are too dark, too hollow, and his arms too long. His fingers curl slightly, then straighten, almost like he's testing the movement. The young woman sobs. "Dad!" She tries to step forward. The deputy grabs her. "It's not him. Dad, please." His head tilts. The thing wearing her father's face laughs. A soft, wet sound. "I missed you, sweetheart." The young woman shakes. Then the lights go out. Everything plunges into darkness. The only light comes from the headlights of the abandoned cars outside, their beams cutting through the fog. The gas station is silent. Then a low, wet whisper. All around them, the teenager curses under his breath. The rosary woman tightens her grip on her cross, murmuring in Spanish. The deputy keeps his gun raised. The thing that looks like her father takes a step forward. The floorboards creak under his weight. The fog follows, sliding in behind him, curling over the broken glass. The old woman gasps, takes a step back. The young woman doesn't move. The deputy shakes her. "We have to go." She just stares. The thing's head tilts again. Its eyes flicker toward the deputy. The smile widens. "You don't have to be afraid." The words sound rehearsed, like it doesn't know what they mean. The emergency alert blares from my phone. The screen lights up, flashing another warning. "Emergency alert. Do not let them touch you. Do not let them speak to you." I grab the radio. "Get out." The deputy hears me, nods. He grabs the young woman's wrist and yanks her back. She screams, "Dad, no. He's right there." She fights against his grip. Desperate, the thing that looks like her father watches her. The smile never changes. The deputy pulls her toward the storage room. "We have to move." The teenager follows, dragging the rosary woman with him. But the thing doesn't chase them. It just waits. The fog spills forward, filling the empty space where they stood. Then the thing tilts its head back and whispers, "I can still see you." The storage room door slams shut. The deputy locks it. The young woman pounds on the door. "We can't leave him out there. He's alive." The deputy grabs her. "That's not him." She's shaking, eyes wild, tears streaming down her face. "You don't know that." The teenager backs away from the door. "It didn't try to stop us." The deputy turns, staring. "What?" The teenager licks his lips. He looks sick. "It just stood there." They all fall silent. The only sound is the old woman's ragged breathing. She leans against the shelves, clutching her rosary so hard her knuckles turn white. The teenager steps toward the deputy, voice low. "What if it's still waiting?" A beat, then something scrapes against the door. The young woman gasps. A whisper seeps through the wood. "I know where you are." The deputy curses. He pulls his flashlight, flicks it on. The beam flickers. Weak, he gestures to the back exit. "We can't stay here." The rosary woman shakes her head violently. No, it's out there." The deputy doesn't argue. He just moves. The teenager helps him push a shelving unit against the door. It's not enough. The young woman is still crying, still whispering. Outside the door, the scraping stops. A long pause, then a voice, different this time. A little girl. "Help me." The young woman chokes on a sob. Her sister. The deputy grabs his radio. "We need backup now." I press the button. My hands are sweating. There is no backup. Silence. Then his voice, low. "How do we get out?" I look outside. The fog is moving. It's thicker now, rolling in like a wave, swallowing everything. The buildings across the street are gone. The only thing I can see is the gas station. The lights from the car headlights barely pierce the mist, and I see them, figures, standing at the edge of the fog, not moving, not blinking, just watching. The emergency alert system blares again. The text appears on my screen. "Emergency alert. Do not go outside. Do not run. They will follow." The back door of the storage room rattles. Something is already there. The teenager backs away. "We're trapped." The deputy clenches his jaw. The young woman is still crying. The rosary woman keeps whispering. Something taps on the window. A slow, rhythmic sound. Tap, tap, tap. I raise my binoculars one last time, and I see it. The thing standing outside the window. Its face, a copy of the young woman's. Perfect, empty version. Tilts its head, smiling. Then it opens its mouth, and I hear her own voice whisper back at her. Let me in. The thing outside smiles. His lips move, but the sound doesn't match. Let me in. The young woman gasps, backing into the storage shelves. Her own voice is speaking back at her. Please, you know me. Let me in. TheCloakedCurator. A fraction of a second too slow, like a recording played just off sync. The deputy raises his gun. Get away from the window. She doesn't move. Her face is pale. She can't stop staring. The thing taps the glass. Tap, tap, tap. Each time its smile widens. You remember me, don't you? Her hands tremble. This isn't real. The rosary woman crosses herself. She's whispering in Spanish again, praying under her breath. The teenager inches toward the deputy. Low voice. It knows things. The deputy doesn't take his eyes off the window. It's guessing, but it isn't. The thing presses its hand against the glass. Perfect match. Same fingers. Same shape. Same tiny scar near the wrist. Identical. The young woman lets out a sharp breath. Stumbles back. The thing at the window watches her. You left me in the fog. Tears roll down her face. The deputy grabs her arm. Pulls her away. Look at me. Look at me. She won't. She can't. Listen. That is not you. It's not real. The young woman shakes her head. The voice behind the glass mimics her. It's not real. Then a whisper. But what if I am? The deputy shoves a shelf against the window. We're leaving. The young woman stares. The rosary woman keeps praying. The teenager grips the edge of a counter. Where? Silence. Then the back door handle turns. I'm gripping my radio so hard my knuckles turn white. They have nowhere to go. I scan the gas station lot. The fog has moved in completely. The abandoned cars are barely visible. The lights from their headlights are dying. The figures in the mist, they're closer, not moving, not breathing, just waiting. I swallow hard. There's a service tunnel behind the station. The deputy hears me. His radio crackles. Where? I check my map. Behind the car wash. Runs parallel to the highway. The back door rattles. Something scrapes against the wood. The young woman is still crying. The deputy grabs her wrist and pulls her toward the door. Move! They rush through the storage room. The old woman hesitates. Where does it lead? The teenager pulls her along. Anywhere but here. The deputy shoves open the emergency exit. The fog is waiting. A wall of pale white creeps into the doorway like it's been expecting them. The teenager stops cold. We can't go out there. The deputy doesn't answer. He presses his hand against the young woman's back, forcing her forward. No choice, no turning back. The fog wants them to hesitate. It wants them to stay. The old woman grabs the teenager's hand. Stay close. They step into the mist. I lose sight of them immediately. The fog swallows them whole. I listen. The radio crackles. Silence. Then a voice. Not the deputies. Not the survivors. Something else. A whisper cutting through the static. Come back. I shut off the radio. The ground under their feet turns to gravel. The road behind the gas station isn't visible anymore. They keep moving, hands gripping each other's clothes. They're breathing fast and uneven. Blind. The young woman whispers, I don't know where we are. The deputy grips her wrist. We're close. A distant hum. Something moving. A shape shifts in the mist. The deputy freezes. The rosary woman whimpers. A figure, just ahead, standing in the road. Tall. Still. A man. His face is shadowed. But something about him feels wrong. The teenager stops breathing. The deputy grips his gun. Don't move. The figure tilts its head, steps forward. The fog bends around it. The old woman whispers faster. The deputy lowers his gun. The figure isn't walking. It's gliding. His feet never touch the ground. The deputy takes a step back. The young woman screams. The thing rushes them. The deputy fires. The gunshot rips through the fog. The bullet doesn't hit, doesn't even connect. The thing vanishes. Silence. Then a breath against the young woman's ear. You can't leave. She chokes. Stumbles. The deputy grabs her, yanks her back. Something moves in the mist. Close. Too close. The rosary woman clutches her chest. The teenager points. A door, barely visible through the fog. Metal. Rusting. The service tunnel. The deputy doesn't hesitate. He runs. The others follow. Footsteps pound the gravel. The fog shifts. something moves inside it, rushing, getting closer. A whisper, "You're already ours." The deputy reaches the tunnel door. Yanks it open. They shove inside. Dark, cold. The door slams shut behind them. The only sound is their breathing. The deputy flicks on his flashlight. The beam shakes. Concrete walls. A long corridor. The old woman collapses against the wall. The teenager bends over, hands on his knees, gasping. The young woman presses her hands to her face. The deputy listens. Nothing. The fog can't reach them here. A moment of silence. Then the emergency alert buzzes. Everyone's phone lights up at the same time. They all look. One sentence. "You brought something with you." The teenager swears. The deputy spins. A shape in the dark. Inside the tunnel. Waiting. Something is in here with them. The emergency alert glows on their phone screens. "You brought something with you." The teenager is the first to react. He curses under his breath. Shoving his phone back into his pocket like that will make the words disappear. The deputy spins, flashlight beam sweeping through the tunnel. His breathing is ragged. The young woman won't stop shaking. She wipes at her face, swallowing back tears. The old woman clutches her rosary so tight her knuckles go white. Her lips move in silent prayer. The service tunnel stretches ahead, concrete walls damp with condensation. The air is heavy, thick, and behind them, a shape in the dark. I can't see them anymore. The gas station, the service tunnel entrance, everything outside is gone. Swallowed by the fog. My phone vibrates again. Another alert. "Do not trust them." The screen flickers. Then, another message. Short. Final. "It's already inside." I slam my radio button. "Deputy." The line hisses. I wait. My own heartbeat is too loud. Then, a whisper. Not the deputy. Something else. A voice that sounds like mine. "It's okay. I'm with them now." I feel cold. The deputy grips his flashlight, eyes locked on the shape in the tunnel. It stands at the edge of the beam, not moving, not breathing. The teenager inches backward. "What the hell is that?" No one answers. The old woman whispers a prayer. The young woman breathes out a shaky sob. "No, no, no." She shakes her head, backing away. The deputy grabs her arm. "Don't. It's my dad." His stomach drops. The figure shifts. His face emerges from the dark. A man, tall, familiar, the same face as the one at the gas station. Her father. But he shouldn't be here. The deputy keeps his gun raised. "Stay back." The young woman is crying. The figure smiles. Same unnatural expression, like a mask stretched too tight. The voice that comes out isn't right. "I finally found you, sweetheart." The deputy doesn't hesitate. He fires. The gunshot roars through the tunnel. The bullet slams into nothing. The figure doesn't react. The young woman screams. The teenager yanks her back. "That's not him." The rosary woman is sobbing now, her hands shaking over her cross. The deputy reloads. The figure doesn't move. It just tilts its head, watching them, like it's waiting. The young woman struggles. She wants to go to it. The deputy won't let her. Then the thing speaks again. But this time, it's not her father's voice. It's hers. "Let me go." She freezes. Perfect copy. The deputy's stomach twists. The young woman stops fighting. She just stares. Her own voice echoes back at her. "Let me go. Let me go. Let me go." The thing keeps repeating it over and over. Each time, the voice distorts more, until it's just a garbled, wet whisper. "Let me go." The deputy grabs the teenager. We run. The rosary woman stumbles forward. Where? The tunnel stretches into darkness. One way out, no other choice. The deputy grits his teeth, and they run. Footsteps pound against the concrete. The fog is moving, seeping through the cracks in the walls, sliding down from the ceiling. The thing doesn't chase them. It doesn't need to. It just watches and smiles. The young woman sobs as they sprint through the tunnel. The teenager trips. The deputy yanks him up. "Keep going." The old woman is panting, her voice hoarse from prayer. Then the young woman stops cold. Ahead, a door, steel, heavy, leading somewhere. The deputy pushes forward. They reach it. He slams into the handle. Locked. The teenager swears. The deputy tries again. Nothing. They're trapped. The young woman presses herself against the door, crying. The rosary woman shakes her head. The deputy turns back. The tunnel behind them is empty. The thing is gone, but the fog is still moving, sliding forward like a living thing, filling the space. A whisper curls through the dark. "It's okay." The deputy grabs the young woman. "We're getting out." The old woman gasps. She points. The steel door. The handle is turning. Silence. Then a voice from the other side. "Are you real?" The deputy's blood runs cold. The teenager backs away. "No. No." The voice comes again. "Are you real?" A slow, desperate whisper. The young woman is crying. The rosary woman shakes her head, muttering in Spanish. The handle moves again. Whatever is on the other side is trying to get in. The deputy grips his gun. He doesn't know what's worse, the thing behind them or the thing in front of them. The teenager backs against the wall. The emergency alert buzzes again. Everyone's phone lights up. One final message. "Do not open the door." The young woman lets out a ragged sob. The deputy locks eyes with her. She's shaking. The rosary woman clutches her cross. The teenager's breath is uneven. The fog is almost here. The door rattles, and the voice whispers one last time, "Let me in." Then the handle turns completely. The handle turns completely. Someone or something is about to step through. The deputy reacts first. He slams his body against the door, forcing it shut. The voice on the other side lets out a sharp, panicked breath. "Wait, please." The young woman gasps. She recognizes it as her own voice. The teenager stumbles back. "No, no, no." The old woman presses a shaking hand to her cross, whispering rapid prayers. The deputy grips the handle, his pulse hammering in his ears. The voice is pleading, "Let me in. It's not safe out here." The young woman shakes her head violently. Tears spill down her face. "It's a trick," she whispers. The teenager's voice is tight. "How do we know?" The voice hiccups on the other side. "Please, I'm real." "You're real, right?" The emergency alert is still glowing on their phones. "Do not open the door." The deputy tightens his grip on his gun. He stares at the others. Their faces are pale, their breaths short. He doesn't know what's worse, the thing behind them creeping closer in the fog, or whatever's on the other side. Then a soft knock, a delicate human knock. 3 beats. Gentle. "Please, I don't have much time." The deputy's throat is dry. "Who are you?" A pause, then a small, choked sob. "I don't know anymore." Silence. The young woman's hands curl into fists. She looks like she's about to be sick. The teenager whispers, "It sounds real." The deputy's pulse pounds. "It isn't." The voice on the other side falters. I swear I am. I don't know what's happening. I was in my car and the fog." A sharp, shuddering inhale. "Please, I'm scared." The old woman squeezes her eyes shut. The teenager's hands are trembling. The deputy doesn't move. Then the voice drops to a whisper. "They told me you'd help me." The young woman stiffens. Her breath catches. The teenager steps back. "No, no, no, no." The deputy's grip on the gun tightens. The voice on the other side sobs, "Please, let me in." Then the door handle shakes violently. A sudden, frantic jolt. The young woman screams. The rosary woman cries out, pressing against the wall. The teenager covers his ears. "Make it stop." The deputy throws his full weight against the door. The voice on the other side changes. The crying stops. A deep, unnatural silence. Then it laughs. A hollow, empty sound. A voice that isn't human anymore. "You already let me in." The deputy's heart stops. He looks at the others. The rosary woman, the young woman, the teenager. One of them isn't real. The fog has stopped moving. It's no longer rushing forward, no longer creeping in. It's waiting, like it knows, like it's watching. The deputy stares at the group. A cold sweat clings to his skin. They all look terrified. Real, but one of them isn't. One of them doesn't belong. His chest tightens. The teenager's breathing is uneven. He grips his hoodie, pressing a hand to his forehead. "We need to go. Now." The rosary woman nods. "We need to get out of here." The young woman doesn't speak. She just looks at the deputy, like she knows what he's thinking. The deputy swallows hard. His voice is quiet. "Who was the last person to enter the tunnel?" Silence. They all freeze. Then the teenager shakes his head. "No, no, don't." The deputy doesn't blink. "Who was the last person?" The rosary woman starts to pray again. The young woman's hands clench into fists. She hesitates. Her voice is shaking. I don't know. The deputy's stomach turns. The thing on the other side of the door laughs again. You don't even know, do you? A sharp breath, a whisper. It's already inside. The deputy grips his gun. He can't trust any of them. His throat is dry. His head pounds. The rosary woman stares at him. Do you think one of us is? She can't finish. The teenager backs up. Wait, you think one of us isn't real? The young woman's breath comes fast. That's not possible, she chokes. But it is. The deputy knows it is. Something made it in with them. It's been pretending. The deputy stares at them, his hands shaking. One of them isn't real, and he has to figure out who. The emergency alert buzzes again. The deputy's phone screen flickers. He doesn't want to look, but he does. One new message. Short, final. You have less than a minute. His breath catches. The old woman starts sobbing. The young woman is shaking. The teenager's hands tremble. And behind them, the fog starts moving again, rushing forward, fast. They have less than a minute, and one of them isn't real. One of us isn't real. That thought hammers through my skull like a gunshot. The emergency alert still glows on my phone. You have less than a minute. Less than a minute until what? Until the fog reaches us? Until it takes us? Or until the thing among us does something worse? The air is thick. Too thick. The fog is pressing closer, sliding through cracks in the tunnel walls. It doesn't need to rush. It knows we're trapped. It knows we're too busy doubting each other to run. I tighten my grip on my gun. 3 people stand in front of me. One of them isn't real. The teenager is pacing, his hands shaking as he clutches his hoodie. This is insane. His voice cracks. We all got here together. He stops. A realization hits him like a truck. His eyes snap to me. Wait, you got here first. The old woman inhales sharply. The young woman doesn't move. I feel their stares drilling into me. I swallow. So did you. The teenager flinches. You think it's me? He presses a hand to his chest, his voice raw. You think I don't know. That's the truth. I don't know, but I have less than a minute to figure it out. The old woman clutches her rosary, her lips moving in silent prayer. Her hands aren't shaking anymore. That makes my stomach turn. She's been trembling this entire time. But now when I'm looking at her, watching her, still, too still, I take a slow step toward her. She doesn't react, just keeps muttering under her breath. I glance at the young woman. She hasn't spoken since the last emergency alert. Her arms are wrapped around herself, her breath short and quick. She knows. I can see it in her eyes. She knows one of us isn't real, but she won't say it. She's afraid. I check my watch. 30 seconds. The fog is moving again. It slides forward, curling against the tunnel walls. It's waiting for me to make a decision. I step back, raise my gun. The rosary woman stops praying. She lifts her head, smiles. It's wrong. Too perfect. A mask. And then she speaks. You don't have to do this. I feel like I'm going to be sick. Her voice is so calm, like she's not afraid, like she knew I'd figure it out. The teenager is frozen in place, his hands clenched into fists. The young woman presses herself against the tunnel wall, whispering, No, no, no. The rosary woman takes a slow step toward me. Please, she says. Soft, lower the gun. I feel the seconds slipping away. The fog is so close. I have 10 seconds. I don't hesitate. I pull the trigger. Bang. The sound is deafening. The tunnel shakes with it. The old woman's head jerks back. A perfect bullet wound between her eyes. But she doesn't fall. She smiles. Her lips stretch into something awful, something inhuman. And then she speaks. Wrong choice. The lights die. The emergency alert vanishes from my phone screen. The teenager screams. The young woman is crying. The fog races in, filling the tunnel, drowning us. I can't see. I can't breathe. The air is thick, too thick. The rosary woman is laughing. And then I hear it. Something behind me. Something close. Breathing. A voice that sounds like mine whispers in my ear. You let it in. The tunnel is gone. The walls are gone. Everything is gone. I'm standing in something vast, empty. The ground beneath me is soft, like mist. The fog is everywhere. but I can see something moving, shapes shifting in the distance. Not human, not real. And then I understand. I never left the fog. I never made it out. The emergency alert was never warning me about the others. It was warning them about me. The young woman's voice echoes. He's one of them, the teenager sobs. And I remember stepping into the fog. The way it wrapped around me, the way it took me. I was never real, not since the gas station. I feel my body changing. My skin isn't skin. My breath isn't breath. I turn toward them. They're terrified. They know now. They see what I am, what I've been this whole time. I open my mouth to speak, to warn them, but the only sound that comes out is static. The last thing I hear is the teenager screaming. And then, nothing. The emergency alert returns. One final message. Do not listen to him. He is not real. Everything goes black. Nothingness. I don't know how long I've been here. There's no time in the fog. No breath. No heartbeat. No me. At first, there was pain, like my body was unraveling thread by thread. Then there was just absence. I don't feel the weight of my own limbs. I don't feel human. I don't feel real. The fog whispers, does not sound. Not words, to something else. Something old. Something that understands the space between thoughts. It's talking to me, no through me. It's inside me, and I don't think I mind. I feel myself shifting. Something new stretches beneath my skin. I don't remember what I used to look like. I don't remember who I was, but I know what I am now. The fog isn't just alive. It's hungry. It doesn't just consume. It replaces. I was never meant to survive the gas station. I was never meant to leave the highway. I should have been part of the fog from the start. Now I finally am. Then a voice, distant, muffled, something outside the fog, something real, pulls at me. A memory flickers, weak and useless. My name. I had a name, didn't I? The fog tightens around me, pressing into my skull, wrapping around whatever's left of my mind. It doesn't want me to remember. I'm not supposed to remember, but the voice calls again. And this time I understand it. Deputy, I know that voice. I know her, the young woman. I blink, or something like blinking. I feel weight again. A body, my body. I shouldn't have a body. I shouldn't have thoughts. Shouldn't have a mind that still clings to itself. The fog screeches. I wasn't supposed to hear her. I wasn't supposed to come back. But I do. The fog shatters. For the first time since I was swallowed, I see something other than endless white. The tunnel. I'm back in the tunnel. Or maybe I never left. The fog is still here, but it's thinner now. I see the young woman standing in front of me, holding something in her hands. Her phone. The screen is cracked. A single message is glowing on it. If he speaks, do not respond. Her hands shake, but she doesn't look away from me. The teenager is behind her, barely breathing, pressed against the tunnel wall. The rosary woman is gone, or maybe she was never there. The young woman's lips part like she wants to say something, but she doesn't, because she knows. The emergency alert warned her. I'm not real, not anymore. I try to speak, try to tell her I'm still here. But the sound that comes out isn't human. The static, pure, grating static. Her face twists in horror. The teenager whimpers. I lift my hands, staring at them. They look normal. They look real, but they aren't. I know that now. They aren't my hands anymore. Nothing about me belongs to me. The young woman takes a step back. Her phone vibrates again. She doesn't look at it. She doesn't have to. She knows what it's going to say. I know too. I don't have to read it. I feel it in my bones, in the space where my mind used to be. Run. She moves first, grabs the teenager's arm and bolts. I lurch after them, not to hurt them, not to hunt. I don't want to be alone. I don't want to stay in the fog, but my body moves wrong, like it doesn't belong to me, like it's still figuring out how to be human. I trip, collapse onto my hands and knees. The ground feels soft beneath my fingers, like it's not solid anymore, like it's turning into mist. I lift my head. The fog isn't chasing them, it's swallowing me. I can hear it in my head. The fog, the thing that lives inside it, is disappointed. I was supposed to take their place. That's how this works. One out, one in. But I failed. They saw through me. They knew I wasn't real. They ran, and I let them. The tunnel starts dissolving. The floor, the walls, the ceiling melting into the fog. It was never real. None of it. The gas station, the truck stop, the road. Everything outside the fog was just a thin layer of something pretending to be reality. And now it's peeling away. I hear something behind me, something huge, something watching. I don't turn around. I don't want to see what I've become. The emergency alert buzzes again. My phone is still in my pocket. I don't know why I have it. I don't know if it's real, but I pull it out anyway. One last message. There is no escape. I close my eyes. The fog pulls me under. And then I am nothing. I don't breathe, not like I used to. I don't think my lungs work the same way anymore. The fog is inside me, clings to my skin, worms through my veins. I can feel it. Something else is here, with me, or maybe I am the something else. I try to step forward, but my body moves wrong, like it remembers how to be human but doesn't quite get it right. The fog shifts. Voices whisper through it. Somewhere, in the distance, the emergency alert buzzes. A final warning, but it's too late. The others ran. I don't know how long ago. Time doesn't work right in the fog. It bends, stretches. I try to remember their faces. The teenager, the young woman, the rosary woman. They were afraid of me. They should be, because they were right. I am not real. I never was. The tunnel is gone. The world is gone. There is only fog. But then something moves. Something big. I feel it before I see it. A shape towering in the mist. Shifts, bends, unfolds. I don't know if it has a face, but it's looking at me, watching, waiting. I open my mouth. Static hisses out. The thing in the fog listens, and then it speaks, not in words. Not really. I just understand. Tells me the truth. I was never meant to leave the fog. I was claimed the moment I stepped into it. It made me. It rebuilt me. And when I ran, when I thought I had escaped, I was just a part of it, walking, puppet, a thing wearing a man's skin. It let me think I was real. It let me believe I had choices. That was the cruelest part, because the emergency alert wasn't warning me about the fog. It was warning them about me. Somewhere in the distance, I hear screaming. Not the others, someone else, more people. The fog has them now. It's making more of me. The thing in the fog moves closer. I feel its weight, its presence. The fog around me tightens, and then it whispers something that makes my mind split open, something I shouldn't understand, but I do. I know what I am now. I belong to the fog. I always have, and soon they will too. All of them. The last emergency alert buzzes, a final message repeating over and over. For those still listening, for those still alive, for those who still think they can run. This is your final warning. The fog is alive. Do not go outside. Do not trust what you see. Do not listen to him. He is not real. The fog devours the words, and then it moves again, spreading, reaching, hunting, and I move with it because I am not real anymore. I am the fog.